Okay, g'day. I'm Renton Millar, the head judge of World Skate for the park discipline. And right now we have a recap of the judging at the 2024 Dubai competition that was a couple of weeks ago. This little project is to explain the judging a little bit better. Hopefully it helps some of the skaters and coaches and federations have a better understanding of how the judging works. We've put out a number of videos on the criteria and the procedures and things like that that we work with to get to the scoring. And this is a recap of the last event. What a great event in Dubai! Some amazing skateboarding. Now one step closer to the Olympics. We're cutting to 44 skaters for the next event in China. And as part of the judging process, we're going to explain to you a little bit about how we came to some of the conclusions and what we were thinking during the process of judging. The first step, the park. I found this park personally to be one of the harder parks to skate out of all the parks that we've skated in this series of events leading up to the Olympics. I've skated all the parks so far, and the first few all were fairly simple. The lines in this one seemed a bit harder. It seemed perhaps a little harder to get speed, and then it was a little bit more complicated, I felt like, to keep your speed. I came to that conclusion just skateboarding it myself, and then I watched basically every practice and every run of the competition. So I saw the process of the skaters skating the skate park for the first time up until all of their practice groups through qualifying, quarterfinals, semis and finals. For the judges, it was great at this event to see everyone skate the park from start to finish. Sometimes in some of the previous events we've seen skaters come a month early or 3 months early or whatever and practice quite a lot, and then we rock up and they're just absolutely smashing the park. It was great to see the process of how the skaters work out the park, how they figure out their lines, and then how they apply their tricks to those lines. That really helps us understand how the park skated. The skate park had a number of different obstacles, original obstacles to that park that we haven't sort of seen in the other ones. We had the rail, the box, the interesting spine thing, the volcano, which had two sides to it. It had the round section and it had just the vert ramp section. From what I saw and what I felt, linking the obstacles was a bit harder than the other parks that we skated in the park. Some of the other in the past, some of the other parks, they flowed you from obstacle to obstacle quite easily. This one, it seemed to be a bit more effort, and it seemed to be at the spot where you had to hit the spine thing. It became a little bit complicated, and the next bit was hitting the round side of the volcano, and I think those two obstacles were quite challenging. And as a result, the judges were rewarding people that were able to link things on those obstacles, and particularly hard tricks on either of those obstacles. And then as well, the rail as well was also a key part of things. Okay, so men's qualifying had a very big field, very competitive. Heaps of skaters that ripped. It's really hard to mention them all. If you jump on a skate park like that, the easiest way to skate it is just by skating the quarters and the corners and the hips and just doing your stock stand and stuff, whatever. But I think the skaters that really stood out were the ones that tackled the hardest parts of that skate park to skate. First of all, big congrats to Ethan Copeland for qualifying first. Linking together great obstacles of the park super well. The curved side of the volcano with the 5.0 off the spine, Melon 540 was a great run, start to finish. First place qualified. Well done, Ethan. Also, it was super rad to see Luis Francisco put together such a rad run. Been away for a while, injured, and super impressive run. Just great execution. Great lines, using the backside of the Volcano as a hip. Was one thing to kind of go straight up and down the Volcano. I mean, that's hard. But to use it as a hip, and then to also use it as a hip, like backside hip, kickflip indie, I don't think really anyone else was doing a trick like that over that part of the Volcano, and just the way he linked that together. It's not just a trick, that was great use of the park, so that was very impressive. Making the next cut in the last places were Harvey Campbell and Egowitz Bajuska. I hope I said his name right there. Two young kids. They both rip. They attack the skate park like maniacs. They have amazing use of the park, and they have really, really hard tricks. Harvey, from start to finish, started with a heel flip indie. I think he had tricks all throughout his entire run. He had the vert tricks, but they were linked together with park tricks, lip tricks, 540s, 360 indie. Just great use of the park, and well-deserved spot into the next phase. Egowitz, the same. I think he made the cut in Rome as well. Built a great line, was just all over the skate park, had the tricks, the lines, just great skating. Also rad to see some of the creative stuff that Yoda threw down. It's always cool for when you're judging and you're watching like 100 people and someone just does something where you sort of almost jump off your seat because you're not expecting it. Someone just going super hard, skating super rad. It's an honor to be standing watching all of these skaters just shred this park to pieces. It really is. So the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, we had some really close scores. Making the semi-final, making the top 16, we had Hampus just sneaking in above Tom Shah. Hampus went off, front feeble on the rail, an advanced trick on a key obstacle, mixed together with going really, really hard, big airs, multiple flips. At this stage of the game, it's super competitive, and it's super, super close. And the people on the bubble, it's at every event. It is always just that close. But at this one, Hampus was the one that got in. So some great skaters just missing the cut. Steve Pinheiro, a kickflip indie 360, fantastic move. Noah Montegard, great park skater, all over the park, just great to watch. Eddie Domestoy as well, turned it up, great moves, but just beaten out. The men's semis, again, super competitive. I don't think at this stage of a competition of this caliber, anything's not going to be competitive. On the bubble, we basically had Mazzara, Luis Francisco, great runs. Kiefer Wilson adding the flip 540 to his run, but bailed on the last wall. Euro and Pedro Carvalho went close to making the cut. Again, Hampus just snuck in by a whisper, just by giving it a 1,000,000%, and just really just putting his foot to the floor. Rad to see Pedro Quintas absolutely killing it. Victor Salmonde just showing again when you push it that you get rewarded. Alex Sorgente keeping up the point of difference with a creative approach, difficult tricks. Same with Kieran Woolley, just the use of the park, making it look good. Tate Carew absolutely smashed it to qualify first. I mean, mixing up great vert tricks with park tricks, power and speed, use of the park. It was just really great to watch and well deserved. The men's final. Okay, so this is just a reflection from myself. Could be true, might not be. Just a reflection from seeing the last four events, like looking at it pretty closely. In the men's division, we have like a bunch of incredible skaters that are all vying for the top spot. It doesn't seem like there's a solid recipe or style of park skating that's guaranteed to win. In this season, we've had Jagger win in Sharjah with a unique and technical style of park skating. Had Luigi win in Argentina with power and a completely different trick choice. Then Gavin win in Rome with a very diverse group of creative tricks and a really concise use of the park. And now we had Danny win in Dubai with great use of the park. My take is there's a couple of different things maybe at play. I think part of it is the park sometimes suits one skater, sometimes it suits another, or it suits how a skater has planned their particular run for that particular day. Some parks suit some skaters like slightly more, or maybe just the run that they're choosing to do. But I actually think the bigger factor possibly is all of these skaters are so good. By and large, they're all fairly close in their ability to absolutely shred in all their different ways. But I feel like the biggest factor that it seems that the person that wins each time, it's not just that they have a good skate, they have an absolute blinder. So it seems that whoever is just peaking and just going completely mental is the person that skates the best. Seems to me that the people that are winning are the ones that are having a special day and they're lifting to the occasion. I could be wrong, but that is my take on just studying it. I could be completely wrong. That's just my view. But we get different skaters succeeding at each event, and it's great. It's great to watch. You never know who's going to turn it up and really shred it completely to pieces and take it out. So in this event, in the men's final, I feel like the top guys were all very close. When it's this close, it gets down to some fine detail. There's some instances of repeated tricks on different obstacles. I think when it's close, even if it's on different obstacles and the same trick is repeated, then the judges do have some repetition to consider. Congrats to Danny Leon for taking this one out. I think he had it on the use of the park and his consistency. I think the consistency of just the bang, 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 bang had him edged out to the front. The nose blunt was possibly the hardest trick on the rail, and also the back tail off the extension were two key tricks. The back tail was not only just a great trick in its own right, neither person went from high to low off that extension on a lip trick. No one did it frontside, no one did a frontside 5 off it or anything like that. The only thing that people did was basically ollies or airs. So he's taken a lip trick off a new obstacle. But not only that, was he linked it together with other tricks in the run. And it really just had one flowing run, it was one run. I do think it was a very close competition. Gavo absolutely destroyed it. His run was fantastic. Great use of the park, super hard tricks, great execution. Again, very, very close. Tate skated great, but the bail in what could have been his best run, it definitely took its toll. So at the end of his run, he did bail. Victor also really stood out. Congrats to Victor on his first podium. What I liked about that was it was a really good example of someone turning up the heat. Did his first run, and then his second run, he basically did a similar run. I think he had one trick, but really, really, really stepped on the gas, really turned up the heat. And it was great to watch. And I think, his increase in his placing and points from his first good run to his second good run was largely just on the execution and just because he just went nuts. And, it was great to watch. Well done, Victor. This was a great event, amazing skateboarding. I'd like to thank the judges, Pat Duffy, Nahuel Martinez, Shari Duffy, Chloe Bernard, Mike Cragnell. Yeah, thanks to everyone for coming. I'm hoping you are enjoying shredding, and I hope to see you in China for more. So yes, thank you. Thank you for watching.